What's up, guys? Josh Ladd here with the Card Guys, and today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. Well, it's been almost 5 years of playing this beautiful game, Flesh and Blood, and well, I've collected probably 100 playmats at this point, and I thought today would be a good day to, walk you through some of my absolute favorite playmats that I've collected over the last couple of years. Now, you might have seen when I'm streaming, there's like a bunch of playmats on the wall. Yes, I took down some of those and put them in this pile here. But there are also some that either I use regularly at my armories, or I have set aside, and I put them all together here. We'll start off with this one. This one is not a warrior themed mat. This is kind of the honorable mention. This is also the mat that's kind of hiding the rest of them. And well, this is a playmat that was available in Osaka. Black and gold is a very, very beautiful color scheme. They also had one in San Jose that was also black and gold themed, and it looks really nice. Yeah, this is just has a lot of memories because, well, I've played 5 nationals. I've been playing this game for almost 5 years now, and this is very, very beautiful playmat that I got on one of my trips overseas. All right, so how are we going to rank all these playmats? Well, aesthetics, usability, uh, the art, obviously. I guess that's part of aesthetics, and I guess any memories or special things attached to that playmat. All right, so let's get things going. Let's start off with probably this is the newest mat this that I have in this whole stack. This is obviously Kabuto of Imperial Authority. This was available at Pro Tour London for purchase. Most of these playmats I did not purchase, but this one I did purchase because this is this is a Warrior Legendary. This was also the spoiler card that we got for the Hunted here at the Card Guys. And yeah, this is I love Fang. I love the whole aesthetic of Fang. And this, even though this is a card that really, really hates on Warriors, I still really like this. And yeah, this, like I said, this it's also zoneless. I have a slight preference towards zoneless mats, but I'm also fine with mats with zones. So yeah, this is the first one. If you're a Fang player, this is a really great playmat to use. No questions on who you're playing if you present this playmat. All right, up next we got the Anime Dory playmat from Osaka, the World Championships in 2024. Now, if you use this playmat, you try to combine this with the Anime Hero card, the Anime Sleeves for that set bonus. Looks really, really nice. Obviously, this is one of the anime style ones. They had Ira, they had New, they had Viserai, and of course they have Dory, which I picked up in Osaka. Looks a little bit different than the other playmats, and I actually was using this in the World Championship. I actually got a little mark here because I was writing with my pen and I accidentally scratched my playmat there. So it's battle worn, you could say. But yeah, this is a really, really beautiful playmat. Again, no questions on who you're playing if you present this. All right, next up we got Prayer of Bolana. This is a playmat that this was from the Dusk Till Dawn season. I think this was an Armory playmat. I can't quite remember. Maybe this was from the prize wall. I think this is actually from the prize wall, now that I think about this. This was a Majestic from the Dusk Till Dawn set, but didn't really see much use. This was a card that I did take to the World Championship in Barcelona. I took Sir Bolton to Barcelona. That was a very hostile meta for him. There was Icelander and several other really, really good decks there. But we ran a heavy yellow deck, and we had a lot of fun playing Prayer of Bolana. I would play it. My opponents would have to read it, and I would say, "All right, let's see if I could get lucky." And I hit about 75-80% of the time. But this playmat, it looks beautiful, and it captures what the card does very, very well. And yeah, reminds me of my trip to Spain and playing Bolton. All right, up next we got a good old classic one, Celestial Cataclysm. This was a mat given out at the Monarch pre-release. There was Doomsday and Eclipse or Celestial Cataclysm. And if you were the highest placing light hero, you would get the Cataclysm mat. If you were the highest placing shadow hero, you would get the Eclipse or Doomsday mat. And I remember I was in Hong Kong and I 4-0'd one of the pre-releases there. The pre-releases for Monarch were sold out everywhere. Everybody really wanted in on getting that first edition and those cold foils from that set. And I remember I managed to take down one of the pre-releases there. And I've been using this mat quite a bit. This is one of the mats I use probably third or fourth most out of all the playmats I've used. I haven't really used it in quite a while because I found like more on theme for Bolton playmats, but this is still a very memorable mat. And it really shows if you present this playmat, they're like, oh, you're an OG. You've been playing for a while. Obviously, Prism can play this playmat too, but I like this with Bolton too. All right, up next we got Up the Ante. Now this is, I love Olympia, even though he's not a complete hero. Thematically, he's one of the greatest, in my opinion, and I just love the whole heavy hitters aesthetic. This, I believe, I bought from somebody in Los Angeles. He went to like the Calling in the UK, and this was the Calling playmat. And I really wanted it, so I got it from him. And yeah, that the heavy hitters times were good times to me, and this is kind of a reminder of that. And every single time I play Olympia, I always use this playmat. It's just the perfect playmat for playing Olympia. And this is one of the very few playmats for him. I mean, he has a hero playmat obviously as well, but this is the playmat if you play with Olympia. Again, no questions if you present this playmat. All right, up next we got the Lumina Ascension playmat. Now this one has a little bit of a story behind it. So I got this at Pro Tour Lille. So this was the second Pro Tour. This was the Lumina Go Boomina Pro Tour for me. I was the only Bolton at that Pro Tour, and I had a very, very cool moment on camera. And I remember between round 6 and 7, I was going to the bathroom, and I walked past one of the artist booths, and he had a Lumina Ascension mat, and I was like, okay, hold on. I got to get this right now. I got it signed by the artist. Now, the unlucky thing about this playmat, and the reason I don't use this playmat is because after round 6, round 7 gets paired, and this is a win and in for day 2. I get paired into Nathan Crawford, my teammate, and unfortunately, I had to knock his Briar out of the Pro Tour with my combo Bolton, and yeah. So this playmat, as soon as I purchased it, I got paired into my teammate. So a little superstitious using this playmat, but it is a really beautiful playmat. Lots of memories attached to this. Obviously, the triple Lumina Ascension is always going to be dear to my heart. But yeah, really nice zoneless as well. I believe the artist still has a couple of these as well. So if you're a Bolton fan, this is definitely one of the best playmats for Bolton. All right, up next, I believe this is the oldest playmat I have, and I mean nothing can get older than the Glint the Quicksilver playmat. This is as old as it gets. You guys can notice that there's actual like names for the zones here. This was the season 1 of Armory, like as old as it gets. Basically at an Armory in Hong Kong, we had a raffle. There was I think 20 or so people there, and I got lucky and I won the raffle, and everybody at the shop was like, "Oh yeah, of course, the Glint the Quicksilver mat for Josh makes a lot of sense." I was playing a lot of Blitz back then in Hong Kong, and Glint the Quicksilver with Dory, obviously, very, very on theme. The only downside of this playmat is that it is noticeably thicker, and the dimensions are slightly different. Like if you try to line up your playmat with the others, these lines won't quite match. The width is slightly different as well, but if you can get over that that small thing, you know, this is definitely a chase playmat as well. This is a playmat that I probably used for a very, very, very long time, actually. Maybe the first 2 years that I've been playing. But now it goes up on my wall, you know, just to remember the good times there. All right, we're getting close to the end now. We're in the top 3 now. So this is Iron Song Versus from the skirmish season. This was also a preview card from LSS. So this has a lot. I believe this was the very first preview card I got from LSS, and that was obviously very, very memorable for me. Spoiling this plus the courage token. It has Dorinthia on it. It's a warrior legendary equipment. It's beautiful. It's really, really, really lovely in person. Red, gold. It just looks nice. It's clean. It's as good as it gets. Definitely use this playmat quite a bit. All right, number 2 is, this is probably my most played playmat. This is the Steelblade Supremacy playmat. I got it signed by Lashido in San Jose. So this was available at the very first World Championship. I remember I used this. I played Bolton in CC. I played Dory in Blitz for that first World Championship, and I was just using this playmat. It's just perfect complement. This is another zoneless playmat. Looks really nice. I've used this so much. I believe I used this from the very first World Championship. I mean, I was using it in LA. I was using it in Phuket. Like, this thing has been with me for a long time. And yeah, really, really nice. One thing that you don't get to notice much when you look at the actual art is normally clipped off to make it more of a square. And so you kind of get to see a little bit more of an expanded picture. That's really going to be relevant for the next one. This is number 1. My all-time favorite playmat is the Spirit of Arena playmat. This is by far my favorite playmat. When you put your hero here in the center, the wings envelop it, and it just looks really beautiful. The art is typically cut like this, so you don't actually get to see, you know, Bolton's hands here, his bracers. But here you get a bigger, you know, wider shot of the art, and you know, there's a lot of lore involving Bolton and you know his wife dying in the defense of Solana. So this card is one of the most beautifully designed cards, and this is one of the most beautiful art pieces in the whole game. This is a very, very impactful card just in general, and yeah, I just love this to pieces. Whenever I play Bolton, I typically gravitate towards this. You know, this one was pretty difficult to get. I remember I had to grind tickets on the first day of Indianapolis to get this. I believe I got the world's first Spirit of Arena playmat. I don't know if you can find this anymore at the prize wall, because this is quite old. As you can see, this is 2022. But yeah, if you play Bolton and you can get your hands on one of these, I'm sure you're going to be really happy. The hero, like I said, when it sits in the middle, just looks really, really, really nice. All right, guys. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this little bit of a different video here. You know, we're on a little bit of a you know, downtime, kind of waiting for the next set spoilers. We got, you know, the Guardian Mastery Pack coming around soon. So yeah. All right, guys. Well, let me know in the comments what your favorite playmat is that you like to use, or maybe that you like to collect. Be happy to read those comments. All right. This has been Josh Laff, the Card Guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later. Take care.
Hey man, did you get the KO deck in Worlds? No one's doing that, okay? Like,
Courage to play the whole horse down. Don't scale him again. Greedy. You're doing 2 cards. Put him in the middle for now. That's perfect. All right, next year.
RTN champion.
Yeah, we're gonna have to order a couple more.
Thanks for watching the video.
Here's some more Card Guys videos you might enjoy.